Hi, my beautiful diamonds. SheilaTruelove here with you. Let me see. This is just a test to see how this works. Let's play our TikTok here and give it a shot. Let me see. Don't date cheap men.
The problem with cheap men, not because of the money. Cheap men are also cheap with their emotions, with their...
I want to stitch this one, but not as a woman of a man like that, because we don't date Dusties here, but as his daughter. Please don't have kids with a cheap guy. If he is already cheap with the feelings, with emotions, with time, with money for you, he's going to be exact same with kids. My dad's like that. He's very cheap, he's very stingy, and he does not nurture. Neither his wife nor us. Let me also tell you this. Cheap men, they don't need anyone. They're usually fine in solitude. So he's cheap, he doesn't want to share, he won't share with kids. He doesn't really need kids. He might have them like my dad had us, like, for whatever reason. But me and my brother, we don't feel like we were loved, you know. And tell me whatever you want, he has to love the wife first. I'm telling this as a daughter. If he doesn't please and nurture the wife, he won't do it with kids.
I have a problem with cheap men, not because of the money. Cheap men are also cheap with their emotions, with their...
I want to stitch this one, but not as a woman of a man like that, because we don't...
Let's continue on when it comes to dating these cheap men.
I have a problem.
Ladies, if you're dating a man and he tells you that he doesn't want to spend...
He doesn't want to spend any money, honey? Hold on, guys.
Ladies, if you're dating a man and he tells you that he doesn't want to spend any money on you because he wants to test whether you like him or his money, you should not date him. First of all, I guess his self-assessment is very, very low and he even doesn't like himself. He has some issues with women, maybe he has some past traumas, which means that he's not ready for any relationship. He's not a masculine man and for sure he's not provider type of man. So just let it go. Ladies, if you're dating a man and he tells you that he doesn't want to spend any money on you because he wants to...
And you know your favorite and mine, honey, when he's telling you not to be dating a cheap man, I don't usually take everything he says yada awakening. I don't always take it to heart or take it seriously because as far as I'm concerned, he just focuses too much on trying to weaken women and trying to get women to depend on men, and to me it always seems like he's trying to cripple women. So I listen to him with a grain of salt and always with under prayer. Here he goes.
Obtain a cheap man because he will financially abuse you because he doesn't understand your worth. When you people obtain a cheap man because he will financially abuse you because he doesn't understand your worth. When you want something great and beautiful, he's like, I don't think we can afford that right now, even though he has the money in the account. When you say, baby, I want to go to a nice dinner on a nice vacation, he'll tell you, no, I can't do that right now, even though he has the money in his bank account. The truth is he doesn't understand your value. The truth is he doesn't want to give you the greatest things on the earth. The truth is he wants to keep you mediocre. The truth is he's really insecure. He's worried about losing his money rather than losing you. He's worried about stacking his money than making sure you look beautiful when you're properly maintained. Never entertain a cheap man because they're financially abusive. And if they can financially abuse you, they'll financially abuse their children. Now the children are going to school looking all types of crazy, and now everybody's picking on them. Choose your man wisely. Never obtain a cheap man because he will financially abuse you because he doesn't understand your...
You know, these when you listen to men instructing women on the type of men that they should be looking for. I'm using my my tablet camera, so it looks a little different here. But I wanted to get this video out here tonight, about these cheap men. You know, a lot of women, they didn't have their fathers in the home to teach them how men are supposed to treat them. You know, men are supposed... You know, I'm a 50-50 girl, so you know SheilaTruelove. She's not materialistic. I don't chase after a man for his money. I like to carry my own. At the same time, I'm not in the dating. I'm a 4B movement girl, so I'm not in the dating arena anymore because I like to hang out with dudes, have fun with them. They're great for activity buddies. But if you have a man and he's supposedly trying to be courting you, and he's cheap and stingy. No. Women, they're saying it all over social media. Everywhere. The men are educating women now because they have their daughters out here. You have women, well, we know Caucasian women, they ain't trying to hear none of that. Not really.
Options saying that's a man. Stop dating cheap guys. Is he showing you the cheapest menu options saying that's the most delicious? Is he counting how many drinks you have? Is he not willing to send you an Uber when you're coming over to his place? Let me clarify. There's nothing wrong in dating a guy that is on the path to financial freedom. But there's everything wrong in dating a guy who's just cheap, stingy, gross. Stop dating cheap guys. Is he showing you the cheapest menu options saying that's the most delicious?
They're saying it everywhere. Men and women. I think that if you can't afford to court a woman properly, if you don't have your money up, then you shouldn't be dating. Maybe you should just be hanging out with your girlfriends or just friends. Go out as friends. That way, she pays her way, you pay yours, you take care of you, she takes care of her. And that should make it easier for you. Wow, this lipstick is like, I bet much. But anyway, there you have it, my darlings. When it comes to dating these cheap, stingy dudes, no. And you already know how our girl, she was 7, feels. I don't agree with everything she says, but like I said, when it comes to Yada Awakening, I don't take everything he has to say. I take it with a grain of salt along with her. But sometimes we have to give credit where credit is due, and they're making some very, very valid points here.
But the reason why we do not entertain broke men is because they shouldn't be focused on women if they're broke. That's number one. So you already know their priorities are backwards. If you're dealing with a man who's broke, and he's chasing you, and he's pursuing you, and he's trying to bring down your standards in order to be easier to access you, he has bad priorities. When he should be focusing on getting his money, he's focusing on getting something else. And it's meaningless because you can't maintain or keep a woman if you have zero money. So therefore, their thinking is backwards, and a lot of their decision making is going to be backwards. You're not going to be able to trust them or depend on them ever, because they can't even get it together now and realize what's more important at this time. So therefore, you don't entertain them at all, because there's nothing they can do for you. Zero. There's not one thing they can do for you but waste your time. The reason why we do not entertain.
We do not entertain, bro. That's funny. Wow, interesting outlook, honey. Interesting. I think that, my thing is when a man's money is not right, his mind is not right, and when his mind is not right, he's never, ever, ever going to treat you right. And that's the reason why I would really stay away from men who don't have themselves financially together. Because trust and believe, they're going to take it out on you every chance they get. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.